something does end up happening, I might have to hop off here too.
Fine.
We'll go until we can't.
Sounds good. That this about time that we switch over to the proper screen here. Welcome to the stream if you are here. If you are not here, you are still welcome as always. Today's a one day and we're not going quite as planned. That's okay. Um, we're gonna try our best to have a uh session zero here, at least while we can, and see if we can get some characters set up. We're going to deal. Now, while Gizmo here is going to be guiding us, and he knows the most about draw steel. I can at the very least say that it is a system that is still currently technically in development. Like they're working on getting it properly published, right? Like going through its like final checks and stuff. You were saying?
Yeah, should have a final release date of tentatively July 17th. Um, but yeah, the version we're playing is early access, you could say, and it's not necessarily indicative of the final product. I don't know if I need to say that, but I'm gonna say it.
I mean, might as
Uh,
well. Like this is not the final version of
yeah,
it. There may be
we're not even
differences.
using like the patron version. We're using the backer version from like a couple months ago.
Yeah. So it
It's all the
is.
same stuff, but still.
But while we have played around with it a little bit, um, already, there's still a lot to see with it, and I look forward to seeing what all it has to offer and what you have created here because I keep calling it a module because I mean, effectively,
I mean,
it
it may as
is.
well. I don't actually care that much. You can
Um,
call it
you have created a uh a scenario for us called
a little
Problem with
adventure.
Goblins. A fun time. And it's my understanding that you have not like made your own stuff for this. This is all stuff that was like in the backer kit, just kind of warped to make this adventure like you would any other system, right?
Yeah, I just built from the monsters that were in the backer kit, using all the things. There's not really any homebrew in this outside of, the story and such. So,
Yeah.
yeah, this should be as vanilla draw steel as can be said about an ever evolving incomplete system.
That said, with the mention of homebrew, the people that made this like really what's the proper phrasing, like sharpen their teeth. Um
Oh, yeah, MCDM have a lot of really good homebrew D&D stuff. Um, but yeah, this is their first actual full-on just system that they're making themselves, which is fun.
yeah.
And I
And
enjoy it personally.
yeah, and like while I did while it was a little abrasive for me as when I tried DMing it, that is mostly because those are like small things that either were like um just potential growing pains or things that might be resolved in a full product. Or maybe it's just not my kind of system to run, and that's okay. I am still looking forward to playing on being a player in it, and um, but yeah, I do definitely bring up the homebrew stuff because yeah, they really did make some amazing stuff for D&D prior to this, and they make it very clear, even in their backer kits and everything, that everything that's in the book is is modular as well. Like if you really want to play around with things, stat blocks and stuff like that, like anything can be anything else that you want it to be to fit your adventure. So long as you take a couple extra steps to make sure it makes sense and that you're changing over like faction skills and stuff like that. So it's really cool, and I look forward to seeing like just how expansive this kind of system can be. But you were gonna walk
Enough
us.
about the things they made. Let's talk about the things I'm making. It's an adventure for Draw Steel. 1 second, though.
Okay.
Huh.
Uh, Fortunately, we are going to have one extra here. Going to be Beetle. That's our board game night last Saturday. Fortunately, right now they're dealing with a little bit of a situation. So we're kind of like going back and forth. Hopefully, everything okay will be at least until then. Once he is back, we're trying to guide through the process of creating a character. Levi here is going to be a character. May make some changes to it, but that is going to be like that's already made. Kind of be making our character. They might make some changes.
Yeah. And anyone who wants to, I would like to try making the heroes through, I believe Andy Aiken on GitHub made this tool called Forge Steel. I've been using it to plan out encounters and some of the skill montages and negotiations that you might come across in the adventure. And I think it might work a little bit better for making the heroes as well for you guys, since it does have a degree of actual formatting, unlike the pre-release books that we have access to, which are walls of text.
Yeah, which I do have everything here. Like I've got the pre-release book here, just kind of on my other screen.
Yeah,
That I if needed, I
always
will
good
be
to have those up.
when necessary. Um, but otherwise, I do also have the steel.
Yeah.
I do.
Riza, do you have the Forge Steel thing up?
Not presently, but
Okay.
I do have it up. Right now, it's asking for my user configuration, which I don't have one yet. So, um,
User configuration, huh?
yeah. Basically, choosing your character or whatever.
Oh, in Foundry.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
no, we're talking about a
Oh,
separate thing. He sent a link in the voice chat channel in the Discord.
oh,
Um,
I can send it in this chat too, in Foundry, if you'd like.
yeah, either way, whichever way you want to send it. Um,
I don't see it in
Yeah.
the voice chat. Is
it's
I
Yeah,
looked
here it
in.
it's
is.
under voice, and literally in the voice chat, like voice stat
Okay, now I see
dash
it.
chat. There you go.
Yeah. It's a lot of places now.
Yep,
Yeah,
it's
cool.
everywhere, man.
Yeah, and so whoever listens to this gets the privilege of listening to me stumble around in the dark for a
Look,
few hours.
No, there's not a dark mode on this
yeah,
app.
look,
Oh well, there you
it's
go.
You'll have to
very.
stumble around in the light.
Sorry, what were you saying, Gizmo? Or not Gizmo? Rambles.
It,
Wow.
these kinds of problems or whatever. Honestly, um, this is something that you have not gotten to use very much. Um, so any stumbling that we have through it is part of the growing pain, and it's fine. Um,
Now, I do want to ask before we get started proper. Riza, do you want me to
Oh,
kill Saturn?
uh, sure. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I don't know why you got to put it that way. I'm so rude.
Saturn is dead.
yeah,
Yeah.
not even like a
No.
gone.
So I mean, I was already in the forge. I mean, I just used your old link, Rambles.
Yeah, that's
Perfect.
fine.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So I'm in it. I'm just again at the point where it asks what character.
I mean, obviously, you don't have a character assigned to you yet.
Yeah.
You will be able to get that changed here in a minute once you get things set up. Um, yeah, if you have Forged Steel, like kind of like that tab up as well, we can go ahead and switch over to that, and Gizmo can
Oh,
start walking us through the process.
here it is.
Alright.
Okay.
So let me know when you've got the screen up that says
Um,
Welcome to Forge Steel.
I do have that.
Wonderful. So you should see a blue button on there that says Heroes.
Kiddos.
You're going to want to click that. You won't have any, but if you go into the top right, you should see another blue button that says Add. And if you click that, you can hit Create New Hero.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Hmm.
You'll be led to
Generate.
a.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah,
Create new hero. Yep.
perfect. You'll be led to a little screen. It'll tell you basically everything you need to know about it, but essentially these are the tabs for Ancestry, Culture, Career, Class, your optional complication, and any details that you have. That's where you're going to name it and basically just you could do custom things.
Oh, nice.
Fun.
Totally simplifies it.
Yeah. Which
Yes.
uh, which we should also mention when we played through this the first time, we are technically using Powered by the Apocalypse. Um,
Still are.
and yeah, and still are in
They've
Forge.
got an update and it really wants me to know that, but I'm not
I know.
touching anything.
But because of that, like we do technically have a character sheet in here, though that was like a whole coded thing. When the game fully releases, or at least sometime in the future, they are wanting to have their
Yeah.
own tabletop like
Yeah, it will
thing.
be sometime after the game fully releases. That's its own separate beast. It was going
Yeah.
to be called Codex. I think it's being done by I want to say DM Hub.
Yeah, I
Uh
think that's what you had mentioned. But yeah,
yeah.
it's something that like in the future they're going to have their own thing. In the meantime, Powered by the Apocalypse is probably the best way to do it. Until the community kind of comes together and makes their own module. I know there are people
At
that
least
were already working on.
yeah, there are a few. You can find ways to do it, but it's a 2D10 system. If you want all the bells and whistles and have it automatic, you can, but once upon a time we had to roll dice and do math manually.
Not old.
Back in my day.
All right. So creating a hero. So we're going to go to ancestry first, I suppose, right? Like no changes to source books. It says core and ordin. I don't know what that.
Yeah, that's just it. There's we don't need to change anything. Everything that's in here is in the books we have. Um, it should be. Feel free to cross-reference if something looks wrong, but as far as I've known from what I've played with in it, it's pretty accurate.
At least so far, it seems fine. Um,
Yeah.
so ancestry. That's basically this game's equivalent of race, right?
Yes, but all the cool kids are calling it Ancestry these days, so MCDM is doing it too because
Enough.
it's considerably less of a loaded word.
So obviously, there's a lot of ancestries here. I know that I was wanting to with Polder. That's basically this game's of like a halfling gnome. Um, so what? I don't know that. So Levi, um, is Beetle's character. I believe is a devil. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, Levi is a devil.
Did you have any particular ancestry that you were thinking about trying, Riza?
Kind of looking at two here. I'm looking at Revenant, which seems kind of neat. Just off of the basic description of it, and
Best part about Revenant is you get to choose another ancestry that you're a dead version of.
Yeah.
hey, is that what
So
you used last time?
Yes.
yeah, I was a Revenant Hakan.
You were both somehow. You
Well, yeah, that's the thing is like when you pick Revenant,
okay? You
Revenant
picked one.
are just zombies of these other ancestry. So when you pick Revenant, you also have to think, what were you before? Like what
Yeah.
is your body of? because that does
Right.
actually matter because you can have like ancestral memory or ancestral like pick some things from that ancestry as an optional thing.
Yeah. So my other thought was Miminek, which sounds pretty neat.
Miminek?
Yeah.
Now,
Oh, those guys are wonderful.
what are Memonex? Like you've mentioned them before,
Miminex,
but
yes. So I will preface this by saying I am a neophyte when it comes to Orden lore. That's the sort of world that Draw Steel takes place in with its base lore, and that ostensibly this adventure is also going to take place in. But a Miminek is an well, not an artificial being. They are like a silicone-based being from a higher plane of existence, one that is very lawful, very rational, and they came down to Orden and they found themselves infected with emotion. So now they got to deal with that. Um, but because they're like more silicone based, they're lighter than people. They're a lot more agile. They're very smart because they've got computer brain. But you can think of them as living robots, but very advanced ones, like androids almost.
Hmm.
But they do have emotion, much to many of their chagrin.
yeah, and I can imagine that's coming from a plane of uttermost law. Like it's a
Mhm.
lot harder to, be judge, jury, executioner when, you're like when you actually have empathy for the person.
Hmm.
Well, if we may, can you go into detail a little bit more on one more
Oh, I'm
answer?
happy to tell you as much as I can about
That's
any of
what
them.
we're here for. Yeah, ask away.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
here.
Um, Time Raider.
Ah, Time
I
Raiders.
talked about a little bit before to me in the past, but
Yes. So, if anyone knows about, and I don't expect you to necessarily, but if you know about Githyanki from Forgotten Realms lore, Time Raiders are similar to that. They're essentially space punks. They were enslaved by an evil ancestry of entities, and they were able to liberate themselves. They've all got like a little bit of psionic power, but they travel across the timescape in cool ass ships and use laser guns and are dope. They're basically kind of the pulp sci-fi element of the pulp fantasy.
yeah, I think that's what I'm leaning towards. It just sounds fun.
By all means, they're really cool.
I want to shoot
And they
things.
have 4 arms.
Oh, okay. So if I have to play whack-a-mole, it should work out pretty well.
Indeed, if you have to play whack-a-mole or grab a bunch of people.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and commit to that. I think.
All right.
Okay, then I'm gonna click on Polder, and thankfully this does actually, yeah, this makes things a lot simpler.
Yes.
So
So you should have on the left, you'll see a little blurb about your uh, chosen ancestry. They will have a default ancestry feature that every member of that ancestry has, and then you get to choose traits. For you, Riza, you will have 2 points to spend on those options. You can look through them, and then over on the right, there will be a little drop down menu, and you choose the trait you want in that drop down menu.
Yeah.
and I do have something similar though. For some reason they put an exclamation point to my size, so they're yelling at me telling me that I'm small. Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
You are small.
I know, but like come on. Yeah.
I know.
Um okay, so I get shadow meld by default, but I get to spend 3 points because I am
Yeah, small characters get more points because they're small, and that affects forced movement. So you get a little bit extra messing around points.
Okay.
Any thoughts, Riza?
Um, yeah, kind of looking through here. Um, Instead of picking two of the 1 point options, I'll probably pick one of the 2 point options.
The 2 point options are very fun.
I do
Yeah.
have a question about some. Um, so I
All
was
right.
looking at Poltergeist. That talks about creatures having line of effect. Is that effectively? Is that basically their wording for line of sight?
More or less. A lot of things with line of sight will have like it is a pretty close parallel. Um, with some notable exceptions, it's not exactly line of sight, but largely that's how it will work. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it specifically says when you start your turn while no creatures have line of effect to you, or while you are hidden from or have concealment from all enemies with line of effect to you, your speed is increased by 3 until the end of your turn. So basically,
Yes.
if I start my turn or hide in a position where people just people just cannot actually draw a direct line to me, that will allow me to. That basically just gives me 3 extra moves for that turn.
Uh, yes. The only thing I might say based on what you just said is you would have to start your turn hidden or with concealment as well. You wouldn't get the extra speed if you hide during your turn. Yeah. I know it's a bit awkward with the wording there, but it's like when you start your turn while no creatures have line of effect to you, or when you start your turn while you are hidden from or have concealment from all enemies with line of effect to you. It's not when you start your turn or when you are hidden.
Okay.
The other while also is modifying how you start your turn. Hopefully they
Okay.
caught that in the edit, but yeah.
I hope so
What
too.
is the what is the difference between push and slide?
So push has to be directly away from you in a straight line. Slide, you can move them however you wish.
So slide is better.
Generally, there are some specific things that modify pushing and not sliding, but yeah, slide gives you a lot more fine control over how you move somebody. It
You're
is generally better.
Yeah, and you're probably also going because slide gives you a lot more control. You're also more likely to find things that let you push or pull a lot further than in slide. Um, Especially when modifiers start coming into play. Just whichever one you think is best.
Yeah. And actually, to kind of clarify and somewhat modify what I literally just said to you, um, it's not quite any direction. It's any direction horizontally, but you can't move them up or down unless it has the vertical keyword as well.
Um, so
Not sure I understand that, but
I'm thinking I'm going to go with fearless and graceful retreat. Poltergeist sounds interesting. I don't know how many turns I'm expecting uh to start without something having line of effect to me, especially since I'm going to actively be in their face. So I'm thinking can't be
Absolutely.
frightened and a bonus to disengage so I can have a little bit more like movement around the battlefield.
That sounds pretty good.
so my choice, I believe, is going to be because I'm going to keep it pretty simple here. But we've got concussive slam and we've got psionic bolt. Concussive slam, they both do the same, like it's the same numbers and same damage.
Yes.
But concussive slam, um, on a middle or high roll, does middle push one, high roll push two, and then I think if something is less than strong, then that knocks them prone.
Yes. So that
Um,
is using your potency. That means if their might is less than your strong potency, they are also knocked prone.
Gotcha. Okay. So that seems cool, but then honestly, and then I'm looking at Psionic Bolt, shoot
Yes.
forth a beam of psychic purple force that grips your target. So basically, that's gonna do the same damage, but on a low, it slides one, medium slides two, high slides three. That
Yes.
seems
Psionic Bolt has
better.
a lot. So Psionic Bolt has a lot more consistent and fine-tuned forced movement.
Yeah, which really could
However,
come in handy.
yeah, the thing that Concussive Slam has over that, and you can make value judgments on this yourself, but the thing that Concussive Slam has over that is the prone condition
Right.
that it can also force, and I'm going to look up what the prone condition does to allow you to make a more
Well, I
uh
remember what it did to me in the last game we played.
yeah,
It's pretty
Sorry.
powerful. It can change
that's
the game.
fair. Da, da, da,
Yeah.
da. Prone, here we go. So, when you are prone, you are flat on the ground. Strikes you make take a bane, and melee abilities made against you gain an edge. You must crawl to move along the ground, which costs you one additional square of movement for every square you crawl. You can't climb, jump, swim, or fly while prone. If you are climbing, flying, or jumping while you are knocked prone, you fall. While prone, you can stand up as a maneuver, unless the ability or effect that imposed the condition says otherwise. You can use a maneuver to make an adjacent prone creature stand up. So yeah, essentially prone will make your melee attacks hit a little bit harder since you'll get well, for you, right? For you forcing prone on somebody else will make melee attacks for you and your friends hit a little bit harder. Their attacks will hit less hard because they'll be given a bane, and it consumes a maneuver on their turn, which limits their action economy,
Right.
um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
as
I mean,
well
if
as
you
being able
roll high,
to knock people out of the sky if they're flying.
yeah. So I mean, if I roll high enough, it's extremely powerful. Which would be great, but I'm feeling like, I mean, even if I roll low with Psionic Bolt, it's slide one, medium
Yeah,
slide two, and then if I roll high, like, get them the hell away from me. Like, it
yeah, you're
seems like
moving them
I'll
through
really be
space.
able to control the board state a little bit there. It might come in handy.
Oh yeah, and that,
Oh,
that kind of stuff is
absolutely.
going to be very important. And this is
This is a
Yeah.
very tactical game. It's a cinematic, tactical, heroic fantasy. Not necessarily in that order. I don't remember the order, but yeah. So if you want the more consistent manipulation of the board state, Sonic Bolt is where that is. Absolutely.
Yep. And I think that's what I'm going to go with. So
All right.
there's my ancestry and trait.
right.
Perfect.
In that case, then we
Moving
should be
on to
moving on to
culture.
culture.
Yes. Now, culture is very interesting. This is where we get into the weeds. Now,
I didn't think we
it
would
does
arrive here
come.
so soon.
I know. It does come with all of the base cultures from the books, as well as you can see up in the top left, there is a bespoke culture that you can also look into. But essentially, a culture is made up of three different features. There's your environment, your organization, and your upbringing. Basically, each one will give you a specific skill that you can choose to have proficiency in. Essentially, having proficiency in a skill will give you +2 to any uh, skill tests that you make that you are able to convince me is using that skill. Um,
And despite it also saying that like having literally the like orc, polder, elf ancestries, um, you don't have like even if like because I'm a polder, that does not prevent me from like living in the same way as say an orc. and kind of
Exactly.
developing their culture.
Yes. Your culture is different from how you were born. This is how you were raised. We've
This is
gone through the
personal to
nature.
you.
This is the nurture.
So then you've got bespoke where you can pick one of each, and then the rest are kind of like templates that would be good
Yes.
for
Yeah.
certain
Um,
terrain.
Templates that like, oh, yeah, I could see my character growing up in, say, a farming village. I'll do that one.
Yeah,
But
and
if
then
none of
the
them
things
quite
that you're
fit,
getting a bonus on are literally the three that it says under each, right? Like knightly order, secluded, bureaucratic, martial.
yeah.
exactly, those are your three things, and each one has a different series of skills that you can choose to be proficient in from that. Like, for instance, if you go for, say, a nomadic environment, that'll allow you to either brag, climb, drive, empathize, endure, flirt, etc. There's a lot. And there's quite a bit of crossover as well. So don't worry so much about fishing for particular skills. The only thing I would say is if you can, try to be proficient in skills that nobody else is proficient in. Having a wide spread of skills will get your party more bonuses. There's not really a benefit for being proficient in a skill that somebody else in the party already has.
Yeah. Now I had actually talked with you, Gizmo, about kind of the path that I was wanting to take my character down. I don't know if
Yes,
like this is where this would start. Um,
absolutely.
so the culture, I don't know how. I'm not entirely sure how my character would have been necessarily raised, but he does have a past. I did want him to have a past um as a guard of sorts. Um,
Yes.
so he
Uh,
has dealt a lot with, just kind of an order to things, and it's not something that he's necessarily fighting against, but it is something like, especially outside of combat, there is like steps to a process that he kind of goes through.
Absolutely. And for the culture, if you're wanting him to have been like a city guard, I would definitely recommend an urban environment. Um, Probably an urban environment, just full stop, would be the best one for him.
Yeah.
And then as far as the organization, probably bureaucratic, given he's a detective. And then for the upbringing, I would recommend Marshall if you want to focus more on the chasing down bad guys element of it, or academic if you want to focus on more the deduction and crime solving aspect of it.
Okay.
Alternatively, um, I could see an argument being made for illegal. Not that, he was raised illegally. He could have been. Um, but dealing with crime a lot, I could see that very much shaping how he sees the world in a very real way.
I do like that idea. So I don't I didn't see a culture that matches that much, but I'm probably gonna go with bespoke here. Um,
Absolutely. I didn't see one either. I went to Bespoke and just started looking at the
yeah,
options.
but yeah, we're definitely bureaucratic. Um, very much like laws and methods to things. But I was thinking Marshall, but academic does make a lot of sense. Like even if he was trained as a guard, like he always had a passion for trying to solve the problem, um, rather than just like shooing away and pushing back uh issues. He wanted to.
Absolutely.
He definitely wanted to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah. And not to tip the scales too much, but academic does give you access to the criminal underworld skill, which
Okay.
does seem very fitting.
Yeah, that does seem fitting. So, oh man, I got a lot of things to pick through. So, urban,
Yes.
um, alertness
I will say
immediately. Um, go ahead.
I will say real quick so that may make it a little easier on you. I'm gonna just go with the base Time Raider uh, culture. I want him to be just straight up Time Raider. So I
Just
did go
landed
ahead
in
and
Orden.
what's that?
Just landed in Orden.
Yes. I
Spaceship
did
on
go
the
ahead and
furthest
pick
trying to get home.
Navigate for Nomadic.
Okay.
Um, so just so you know, um,
No, this is good. Absolutely.
moving on to
Okay.
Anarchic.
So I'm thinking I might actually go with Interrogate Urban. Him picking up again.
Well, yeah.
That makes sense. Um,
Absolutely. I don't even have to think about that. It's like, oh yeah, interrogate. Absolutely. Yeah.
as for bureaucratic, um, search would be a good one. That's actively search an environment for important details and I like.
Absolutely. If you're
Man,
going to
it's
be a
it's
detective.
so easy to build a detective.
It is very well, I mean, they're very evocative, so you kind of know like, oh yeah, that's a detective thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a detective thing for sure. Oh yeah. But that's the cool thing about just building an evocative character from the word jump, you know?
Yeah. And then of course, yeah, criminal underworld I think really fits under academic because academic is just all about knowing various things, and I think like he would probably delve a lot into understanding crimes, why they happen, and that.
Absolutely. And I will remind you both, not that you're really struggling right now with this, but this is not all of the skills you're going to get as you build your character. So this is just what you got from your upbringing, from your history.
Yeah.
Now,
As for language, I don't know, throw something in there. It probably won't come up. If one speaks to you and you're like, ooh, I want to know that language, absolutely. If not, I don't know, just pick Anjali and we'll ignore it for now.
okay,
Okay.
so and like every the language, this is like an extra thing. Everybody speaks a common tongue unless you like really want to have that kind of complication, right?
Absolutely, yeah, you will understand pretty much everybody.
Okay. Yeah, and I do know that in the book itself, at least in the one that we have, it did mention, holding off on languages until like you run into one, and it even says in there what you were saying, like just don't pick one, and then you could just be like, ah, yes, I know that, and then like kind of bring that out, like dramatic kind of moment, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
In that
And
case, then I
I will
think
say, unless one of you tells me otherwise, if you pick Anjali, I am going to assume that was a placeholder just to get through the character builder.
yeah, because it still says in progress. So I think
Yeah.
that's what I'm just gonna do. Is I'm gonna kind of hold off on mine, and if it comes up, then yeah, like I'm gonna I'm probably gonna pull that.
All right.
I'm gonna move over to the career tab. Where are you at?
If I can find just a Time Raider language, that'll be my
Oh, okay.
move.
I'll go
But
searching.
outside of that, choosing Navigate for Nomadic. Oh, yeah, Navigate for Nomadic. What was it? Sorry. Picklock for Anarchic, and I've not chosen for
Ah, here we go.
Marshall yet.
Sure thing. So your language will be Vol, Voll. It's near the bottom. If you scroll all the way down, it'll be like the third one on the
Yep,
screen.
it just says
Yeah, and
spoken by time raiders. Okay.
that actually popped up on its own just because I chose the Time Raider
Oh,
culture.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
perfect. All right. Um, say if you just pick a martial skill real quick.
Yeah, I'm
Great.
thinking monsters, knowing monster ecology, strengths, and weaknesses.
Ooh, perhaps you were a time raider on a safari. Maybe you still are on a safari.
Yeah, right. All right, so that should have that.
Gonna
Move to
fucking
career.
start talking about then heard about this in a book. Look at how they interact with one.
Oh
Truly
yes.
fascinating. Right.
So,
That should move you on to career, yes?
yeah.
Okay. So tell us about career. Like, is this what we were doing before the call to adventure? Like that kind of thing?
Exactly. This is the job you had before you became an adventurer. Now, unfortunately, there's not a bespoke version of this, but we'll get into what they do. This will determine a couple more of your skills, as well as another language to throw away, and a specific perk that you'll be able to choose.
Okay. Obviously, the one that speaks out to me just outright is watch officer.
Well, it
That's
would.
just yeah, that's just straight up for city watch, and that's probably what he would have been doing before he set out on his adventure to be the greatest detective that has ever lived.
All right.
Yeah.
So, intrigue skill. Okay, so that just gives me alertness outright. So it's a good thing I didn't pick that. Then I get
Well, it gives you two intrigue skills. Intrigue skills.
well, yes, but
Or three,
it
actually.
yeah,
Oh,
that's what
wait.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like watch officer gives me alertness, and then two that I can choose intrigue
Oh, yeah.
based.
Good point.
Okay, so
Oh,
let me
right. Yeah.
going through here.
Technically, it would have been fine if you had chosen alertness. If your career ends up giving you a skill you already have, there is a drop down there. You can just pick another skill from the same
Okay,
thing. But yeah,
that's good.
yeah.
All right, so track definitely is one that I'm gonna be into, and then eavesdrop. You know what? Actually, it's like it writes itself.
Sometimes they do.
Languages. Okay. Yeah, just yep. I know a couple more languages. So that's three languages. I'll be able to be like, hey, yeah, I know that. Now the exploration perk. This is where it gets a bit worse. So are the exploration perks like different for each career, or is this just like
So exploration is a certain category of perk. Different careers will be able to choose from different categories. Some of them get magic perks, some of them get interpersonal perks, things like
ah
that. So as a
okay.
watch officer, you specifically pick an exploration perk. I will say quite quite a few careers seem to give exploration perks. I think when we were doing our game, everyone had a career that gave them an exploration perk.
Hmm.
But there are plenty to choose from.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm.
Oh
What you
man,
thinking,
I
Rizzo?
oh the friend
I think I'm thinking
catapults.
sailor, right?
Sailor?
Worked
Yeah,
on a ship that might
That
have been
makes
a merchant
sense.
cog, a mercenary military craft, or a pirate vessel.
yeah, sailing the seven stars.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. And would you believe it? It gives you an exploration perk.
Who knew?
All the cool careers give exploration perks. That's I've always said this.
Yeah, cool. Okay,
I was
so
saying this back in 2012.
I've got swim already. It gives me as sailor, obviously, I guess. Um, and then
Which I will go ahead and tell you just as a hint to my DMing style. That will help you move through any fluid, including the ether of deep space. So, I
nice,
Wonderful.
very good.
mean, it would have to. And
Of
space is an
course.
ether in this world. I don't know if that's canon based on theirs, but it will be in my version because I like space being an ether. Voids are boring.
I'm going to give myself some endurance. If it's all the same. Oh, and I choose another language.
Yep.
Pick more.
What is the language of goblins? Is that fair?
I mean, if someone can pull it out later, then yeah, you can do that if you'd like.
What do you mean if someone can pull it out later?
Well, that's what I was
Well,
talking
somebody
about.
can later during the game be like, "Ooh, actually, I've still got a spare language I could know. I'm going to know that one."
Yeah,
Then you
like you
knowing that this is about goblins and choosing goblin now is no different.
yeah, you don't have to like know like you don't have to choose your languages specifically right now. You can just do placeholder things that you can change to a language once we run into it, if we
When
run
you get
into a
into a
different language.
situation?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm
Um
gonna put Setch spoken by goblins and Raiden Whites as a placeholder. How about that?
that
Is
works.
that
Yeah,
okay?
sure.
Yeah. Um
Mm.
as for my exploration perk, I've been looking through all of them.
Yeah.
Uh and there's a couple that stand out. Unfortunately, as much I would love to do friend catapult because that would be funny, uh with me being small, I wouldn't benefit much.
No, but somebody else could do friend catapult.
That's true. So I was mostly looking at either danger sense or put your back into it. Um, the danger sense is specifically like giving an edge on tests made with the skill, and I cannot be surprised, which is very important because I know that surprise is in this one is very binary. Yeah, like it's either everybody's surprised or nobody is actually affected by like the full surprise.
No, no. Some people can be surprised and others not.
Okay. So this would be something that would primarily affect me.
Yes.
Um,
Basically, you would be unsurprisable.
okay. Uh, and as for the put your back into it, uh, montage tests, like it says once per montage test.
Oh no.
So
Hold on. Can you pull Beetle in here? Oh wait, Beetle is in here. No, no, they're not. They're in general. Yeah, can you pull Beetle in?
I really need to give you permission to be in. Give me
Ah,
1 second.
Mhm. Hello.
hi. So sorry for the delay. Everything
Oh, no
seems
worries.
You're
Yeah,
perfectly fine.
yeah. Hopefully,
sweet.
everything's working out all right.
Yeah.
Seems to be. Yeah, it's a super back and forth process every time in a family of not the greatest communicators, so yeah. But
Yeah,
no, it seems to be
Oh,
fine.
it is.
good deal.
Yeah. Okay. Now,
Oh,
All right.
uh,
So, Beetle, we are well in Foundry. You should still have a link where you're
all
going to
right.
get into
Okay.
Draw Steel, but we're also
Ugh.
using a character creation thing called Forge Steel, which might be a little better than just trying to read a wall of text.
Yeah. Okay. I don't remember, where did the original link come from?
That's a good question. I don't remember either. Hey, where'd the original link come from?
Uh,
I'm not sure where I
good
could
question.
find it here.
I believe it was The Legend of Zelda on the NES.
Wow.
God damn it. All right. um, I think aha. Okay. I think Rambles sent it to me directly. Hang on.
Oh, I might have sent it to you directly.
Not you.
Oh, someone might have sent it to you directly.
Rambles, I think.
Wait, I did send it to you directly.
Uh-oh.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Yeah,
two things can be true.
on the 20th of January,
Wow.
year of our
Wow, that was
Lord
a
2025.
that's getting to have been a while ago, huh?
Do I know
Wow.
where goblins, what landscape goblins like to spend most of their time in?
I can tell you for free, depends on the goblins.
Ah,
I I have I have broken everything.
Oh no, how did you break everything? Can I see it on stream?
No, it's
Damn it.
in Discord. I was trying to see if I could give Beetle permission, but for some reason Beetle wasn't showing up with permissions. So I saw like a little sync button. I was like, "Oh, what's this do?" And it completely destroyed all of my permissions that I had set up for the channel, made it unprivate.
Ho ho
Amazing.
ho!
Oh my god! You know what?
Epic
Yay!
fail, bro.
Roll.
Apologize.
No, I will not.
Ridiculous.
I don't remember what email. Oh my god, I forgot this all had a password and shit.
is it fair to ask if we'll be spending enough time in the wilderness to get something that speaks of it being useful in the wilderness?
I mean, yeah, you can ask that. Absolutely. Listen, if you want to ask, like, hey, I'm thinking of this feature. If I take it, will it be just entirely useless the entire time, or will I actually get some use out of it? Then, yeah, that is always fair to ask.
Okay.
I run a
Well,
pretty open game. If you want to make sure you're going to get use out of something, just ask. And the answer is, yeah, I would say you'd be spending a lot of time during this adventure in what I would consider wilderness, and therefore
it
would
worked.
trigger whatever feature you're thinking of. Is it Camouflage Hunter?
Yes. Yeah.
I thought it might be.
I feel like I'd probably go pretty good with my character. What do you have to in order to hide? You just need to get cover, basically,
Hmm.
to where you can't be seen from any angle, right?
Yeah, you have to either break line of effect or have concealment from every enemy, as I understand it.
Yeah, nobody can see you
Yeah.
from where you're hiding. Okay. And then after that, once I'm hidden, then I can go out of that hiding place and I don't need cover or concealment to stay hidden, right? So basically I can kind of sneak up to a new spot to attack
Yes.
whatever.
Yep. I will say once you attack, that will
Then you're
clear
not.
the hidden. But
Yeah.
in the meantime, yeah, you can dive between bushes and vines and cover
Yeah.
and
Well, I think I'm gonna go for that. Seems fitting. Inciting incident.
Yay.
so the inciting incident is largely narrative. If one
Yeah.
of these speaks to you, absolutely go for it. If not, just grab one and, your character's backstory will be what their backstory actually is. The inciting incident does not have any mechanical
Right. It's just for.
what's.
Okay, I think I
Just to help
fixed it
the-
properly this time.
Hooray!
Instead of giving each individual person uh access on a need to on a need to know basis, I have just instead created a role. Stream friends, welcome stream friends. If you are a stream friend, I can just give you the role and you can channel. That's what I should have done from the beginning. That's what I should have done, but I didn't because I'm lazy.
And now we'll all know who actually streams with you and who doesn't.
True, true.
It'll show
Um,
the streamers from the nosebleeds.
but anyway, yeah, sorry. Put your back into it. It says once per montage test. Montage test, like that's the full thing,
That's the whole
right?
montage. Yep.
Okay. So it would only come into play once, for like the actual upgrading of a tier, but I still think that's like the being able to assist, without the without the risk of adding a bane is probably good. I might just do put your back into.
All right.
That's for the inciting incident.
Again, totally narrative. Choose what sparks joy, or ignore them all and just fill one in so that the thing works. See, the trick that I'm doing is I'm going to make you guys create these and then export them so that I can steal them and fill everything in Foundry, ideally between sessions.
I mean, that works for
But
me.
maybe right now if this goes quickly.
Yeah, that works for me. I'm gonna go with the one that got away. I figure like that, like if there's gonna be anything that incites me to just go deep into detective work, it's gonna be somebody that really like slipped through my grasp, and I'm dedicating myself to trying to find them if possible, but also making sure that everybody faces the proper justice that they deserve. But that would move me to class.
Yes.
So are we all on that now?
Yep.
So
Okay.
yeah, a beetle's still trying to get in here, and uh-oh. I hope that didn't kick everybody out. A
Hasn't
Foundry.
yet. No.
Okay, I'm just changing Beetle's name to Beetle
Yeah,
in Foundry. Hopefully that'll update immediately.
it should.
Wahoo!
Sweet.
Wahoo!
Alright, you can just join. Oh wait, sorry.
Oh, wait, what? Just, just speak to me, goddammit.
Yeah, just join.
Okay.
It should update when you get in here.
Just hearing the shouting across the room.
Listen, I'm not used to. I mean, I guess I should be. We've done a couple gaming nights by now.
Oh my
Beast!
god.
Obtain the beast! Obtain the beast!
This
Obtain the
beast?
yes, that beast.
What?
She's doing crimes. Thank you.
Are you a
There was
criminal?
a cat issue. I apologize.
There always is.
So I had already decided I'm wanting to be a fury. Um, because I want to hit things with a big weapon, and also it's really funny for somebody so small and so inquisitive to hit things like with the biggest object possible the second that things go wrong. I'm a
Hmm.
strong boy.
You're little, but you're tough.
Yeah. So,
All right.
but we also have
Alright, we're
um
getting Beetle caught up. They're
yeah,
going to. They said they don't remember anything about Levi, so I'm just going to
I
have them go back in and pick what sparks joy, and we might get a new Levi, we might not. This is
I
fun.
do. I remember the. I just. Oh god, there's so much. It's so
yeah.
different. Okay.
Oh, there he is. But like I remember correctly, you were a troubadour. Are you wanting to still be a troubadour?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think so.
And Riza, what were you?
I'm thinking talent.
Ooh, talent. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay,
Yeah.
So you're wanting to be a fantasy superhero.
Yeah. Well,
makes sense.
sci-fi more
Hmm.
actually, kind of.
Yeah, no, this is great. I
Yeah,
love it.
this is gonna be great. Um, so characteristics. It's giving me an array of
Yes.
numbers here.
So every class has, let's see, you're a fury, right?
Yes. My primary characteristics are might and
Exactly. So those will always be two. And then the characteristic array is what you want your remaining characteristics to be.
okay,
Um,
and
boy,
that's reason, intuition, and presence.
yes, it sure would be good if it showed.
Yeah, no, it would.
what order they were in.
It would. But
It does, well, I guess it doesn't matter the order that they're in. The characteristic array is just the numbers you have to work with. You can put them anywhere.
yeah, like when you select the characteristic array, you then get the option to like choose which of the possibilities uh it is, because like obviously there's only so many
Oh, good.
different ways that you can.
Yeah, so many combinations.
And do you want
But I'm
to
trying
give
to
a
remember.
reminder? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm out of the reason, intuition, and presence.
Well,
Which
so
one
you're
do
a
I
talent,
need? Yeah,
so
so it'd be
your reason and presence are automatically at 2. So you're choosing the array for your might, agility, and intuition.
Yeah, which do you want to give
oh,
us a very like a reminder of what the five things actually like equate to?
Absolutely. So might is physical prowess. You might call it somebody's strength, but we're not, because we don't want to get sued. Agility is somebody's, I can't think of a better way to put it, dexterity. It's dexterity is what it
Wow.
is. Agility is dexterity. It's you being quick and nimble and fleet of foot. Reason is your smarts. It's your, you might say intelligence, but we're not going to say that because that starts with an I, just like intuition, which is like your wisdom. It's reading people. It's knowing how to handle certain situations. Whereas reason is book smarts, intuition is street smarts. And finally, presence is how well you can influence people and the world around you to a large point.
So
It
like
is
how
your force of
charismatic you are.
personality. I wouldn't say that, but you could.
I love that like there is like there is one missing obviously, but like they clearly the D&D style of like the six main stats um it for the most part does a really good job. So it makes sense as to why like there a lot of different systems emulate that. But it is funny that like they it's like they copied their homework, but they changed it up a little bit.
I mean, you've got to. There are only so many ways to describe a person's abilities.
Yeah, like the only thing that's actually missing is vitality. Um,
Exactly.
that's okay
I
because we
mean,
don't have vitality. We have stamina.
that's true, which is not health.
Yeah,
It's fighting power.
yeah, fighting power. Um, so I've got a two. I've got some arrays that I can do here. Now obviously the arrays that we have are limited, uh, and subject to change with the full release.
Potentially. I think the arrays are pretty much staying the same.
Yeah, but like I know that there was like talk of how it doesn't really go into explanation as to how you increase your stats because it's not part of the level up process in the book that we have.
Uh,
But
yeah, so as far as I've been able to suss out, and this is probably patron only content that I've gotten from context clues from their Discord, you get characteristic improvements when you increase in an echelon, which is essentially every 3 levels.
okay, and this is a thing that goes level 12, 10,
10.
10. Yeah,
The full game will go to 10. I've only got rules for 3 until July.
that's okay. Like I don't think we're gonna reach 3 before July or at all. So
No, I mean, if you guys want to keep playing after this adventure, I'm going to have to write another one,
damn, make you
and that will take
work.
time.
So I'm thinking I'm actually going to go with a 1 1 -1. Um, putting my things in reason and intuition, but being a little bit harder on my present. I think that
Weren't really popular in the precinct, were you?
no, probably not. But I mean, I think that the reason and intuition will just generally help with investigative work. If he has to talk to somebody, he will, but he's not going to come off as a friendly guy probably.
Absolutely. And I will go ahead and say that while there might be some natural characteristics that go with specific skills, skills in this game, unlike some other games by certain um, beachside mages you might know, are categorized by grouping and not by characteristic that they align with. So you will not be making skill tests like you might be used to. What's going to happen is I will call for a specific characteristic test based on what you're trying to do, and then you tell me if a skill you think will help improve your chances.
Yeah. So
So don't
primordial.
worry too much about like mixing your skills and characteristics when you're choosing your array.
So where things get interesting with classes, while they're while you can't really cross class or anything, you do immediately branch out with your class to some.
Immediate subclass.
So I had talked about wanting to go just full on berserker um, with mine, so I'm gonna be going with that. But it is interesting that with Fury there are other options of like being able to go into like channeling your rage into instinct and cunning and trying to be a lot more dexterous or
Or you can be a
base.
furry.
Yeah, or you could be a furry. Yeah,
Can
I'm
you
gonna.
excuse me for a minute? I'll be right back in just a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, sure thing. It'll give Beetle time to catch up.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm trying so hard.
How
Burp.
you
Where
doing?
are
Where are you?
I?
Where am
Oh,
I?
you've
Where?
made it to
I
Troubadour?
don't know. I don't know. Not. Maybe not. Like
Alright,
maybe not
let's see this
fully.
ancestry.
Okay.
Okay, so I think you've only spent. I don't think you've spent all your points for traits yet.
Well, how do I? Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool.
And
Cool.
I bet for the career, let's see what you're missing. Oh yeah, you need another skill.
Yeah, I'm still. Will it gray out if I have chosen before? Yeah. Okay. Good. This is a cool. It's a cool.
Yeah, I think
Sheet.
the Draw Steel community is
Excuse me.
really freaking cool. And shout out to, again, I think this is Andy Aiken. At least that's the name in the URL. So I hope that's right.
Hell yeah. Where have you all gotten to?
We're
We're
currently
in
at
class.
class.
We just finished
Oh,
picking our characteristic array, so you're basically on par with us.
okay, hell yeah. Assuming that I haven't messed up horribly before. But like I said, I'm
It's probably
pretty much
probably fine.
Unlikely. This is pretty
pretty much
straightforward, pretty hard
yeah,
to mess up.
yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty much keeping the same stuff. I my main concern is just I don't want to like I don't know, clash with anything else, but I don't think it'll be
Well,
fine.
we could talk about what skills you've taken.
Perhaps, but before that, how far into class are you? How
We
far?
just did characteristic arrays.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've
And
already chosen my aspect and I'm working on my
Yeah.
skills that come with it.
He's
okay.
got an idea of what he wants, so he's just kind of going through.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Good, good,
Which
good.
yeah, I'm naturally
Um
gonna get the nature skill from Fury, but I'm also picking up a lot of things that really help me play into, you know, that role of being a detective. So like first
mhm.
I picked up skills in regards to being able to like interrogate people or like look for clues, and now I'm picking up skills like sneak and sabotage. Uh, for like, okay, I'm out in the field. Like, these are things that are going to help me like get into a place that I probably shouldn't be, so I can get some more information. That's the kind of idea that I'm running with.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I definitely want to go back over what I have selected because I'm not super attached to any of it, and I think it might do better to have a better spread on my end. But okay, so the characteristics. Um, what what is this?
So, as a troubadour, right?
Right.
Your main characteristics are agility and presence. So those are
Right.
going to be set to
Okay.
2.
Okay. And that's
The
a given, right?
yes, you
Okay.
can't change that. Your characteristic array is how you want to dole out points for your other 3 statistics. In your case, it's might, reason, and intuition. And you can do this in one of 3 ways, either 2 minus 1 minus 1, 1 0 0, or 1 1 minus 1.
Hmm.
And once you select the array that you want to use, it should give you 3 options for different stat spreads that use that array.
Yeah.
What did you say my 3 were again?
Welcome back.
Your 2 as a talent
It's,
are
it's
reason
reason
and
and
presence. You can
presence,
see it
yep.
over on the left under there will be a header that says primary characteristics.
Which would make my other 3 what? In
Might.
the
Oh yeah,
order.
your other 3 are might, agility, and intuition.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you can remember because it says merit. That might not remember you at all.
I'm confused though because here's my options:
Yeah.
2 -1 -1, 1 0 0, and 1 1 -1.
Yes.
But do I select that and then actually get to select which gets placed to which? Or
Exactly.
okay,
Yeah. Select how you want your array to be. You can either have one more at 2 and then the other stumped. You can have one more at 1 and the other's just kind of steady, or 2 more at 1 and 1 dumped.
how important do you think intuition is for this character?
It depends on the kind of character you're wanting to make. The other characteristics besides your main ones are mostly there for enemy potencies, to like resist their potencies based on what they force on you, and if you play your character in a way that gets certain skill checks using those characteristics. As I say,
Hmm,
most skill checks I will actually call for a characteristic check, and you can try to lever one of your skills in there. But the characteristic I call for will be determined by how you're interacting with whatever challenge it is.
okay.
For instance, the classic example, if if our buddy Mac over here is trying to get information out of some lowlife and he decides to punch a hole in the wall, well, he can use might and his interrogate skill to get an extra +2. He
Okay.
doesn't have to use his presence to interrogate the person because he's using his might to do it. And you are definitely encouraged to find creative ways to approach situations that will play to your strengths. It won't always be an option, but as much as you can make it an option, try to.
Okay.
Real quick, remind me what the letters stand for in Merip.
They are might, agility, reason, intuition, and presence.
Okay. Presence is like comparable to charisma, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to set that anyway. What is the difference
Oh,
between reason and intuition?
reason is book smarts, intuition is street smarts. Be right
Okay.
back.
Cool, cool, cool.
Okay. Thunder sounds fun. Okay,
No, don't want that.
now I need to find out which one of the kits gives me the biggest weapon. It might be mountain.
Uh, huh.
Cool boy.
I see. I see. Okay.
I'm definitely going with mountain. That's gonna be
Sorry to
Hmm.
well.
chime in on the thing that I think you've already decided now. Um, yeah, pretty much any kit that has a heavy weapon, you can have the biggest weapon.
And
I
That's
you
all
are
you're really
able to
looking for.
change kits as well later on,
Yep.
right?
Anytime
So
you
this
take a
isn't
respite, you can just change your kit.
the most like
It isn't like set in stone.
yeah, as
Yeah.
this is not determining my future
Yeah, and
here.
But
in
also,
fact, depending on what treasures you get, you may be encouraged to change your kit because certain treasures are certain types of weapons that some kits have access to and others don't.
although, okay, so it's looking like mountain and well, and panther are the only ones that actually use a heavy weapon. Though it's interesting that mountain uses heavy armor, but panther doesn't. So I'm assuming that panther is basically a little bit more of a classic barbarian kind of style of like you're not wearing armor, um, like you are just going in, just fucking swinging wildly.
Absolutely. You could have not but your trench coat on and run in there. Or you can have a chest piece under your trench coat. Either way. Mechanically, essentially, the Panther trades in uh, some extra stamina and stability for getting extra speed.
Okay.
You get 3 less stamina and 1 less stability, but you do get a speed bonus on top of it. And
And
of
of
course,
course the signature. Yeah, which is what
yes,
I'm that's probably gonna be the main deciding factor here because like the differences are very minor between the two when it comes to like their actual stats. I want to
yes.
equal to, that deals extra damage if I'm attacking a thing that just attacked me. Oh, but I'm def I think I'm just gonna go with Panther. Panther sounds fucking cool. Not only does it do more damage innately than the pain for pain, but it lets me move up to 3 squares straight towards my target before I attack. It's gonna make me even more mobile, and then I can deal extra damage equal to the distance. So I'm just gonna be hopping around everywhere. Nobody's gonna be outside of my range for long.
Oh
I
yeah.
I am I am ready for that. But just so you're aware, I did also choose brutal slam for my signature on the class. Um, mostly for its pushing ability, out of the way for sliding and just being basically allowing me to really like escape certain situations, and
Or
thunder
not
roar
escape if you don't want to.
or thunder roar just because it sounds fun. Like that does push in a line 5, but also the targets are pushed one at a time, starting with the target closest to me. So as I push, it pushes the first person back and they can collide with another person and then just keep going.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds so cool. that's gonna be great. I'm happy with it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
looking at talents get a ward, and I'm
Yes.
looking at choosing the vanishing ward. Your ward allows you to slip away from danger. Whenever you take damage, you become invisible until the end of your next turn. That'll go really well with the camouflage hunter. So if I get hit, I'll become invisible, which will make me hidden, right?
It will make you concealed. You're only hidden if you take the hide action, but it will conceal you, and while you're invisible, it's very easy to hide because you're invisible.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Concealed and hide are two separate things. Concealed means that it's harder for them to see you, or impossible. Well, but not impossible to see you. Hide means that you are directly hidden from sight. They cannot target
Yep.
you until they find you.
Now, that being said, the invisibility you get does essentially mean, unless one of those Mother Hubbards has some way to see your invisibility, you can hide from them easily.
Right.
And they also get a bane on
Then
attacks
from there,
against
just move around wherever until I decide to attack it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Sort of.
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
Like you still need to make sure that you are remaining concealed and out of line of effect. So as long as you remain concealed, you can remain hidden.
Right. Well, the camouflage hunter says that if you're hidden, you don't have to be concealed or anything else to move around.
Oh, well then there you go.
Yeah. So, okay. Vanishing ward.
Um, I'm going to move over to complications since I'm done with my class. There's a lot.
There's a lot to go through, absolutely.
I'm looking at my 3-point abilities still, and I have a question about one of them.
I have an answer, probably.
Sweet. I'm looking at upstage.
All right, one
Um,
moment.
yeah.
Your upstage. All right.
I just don't understand the damage chart, essentially.
Right. So it's not really damage.
Okay.
So the first thing it does is it taunts the enemy until the end of their turn. If they're
Okay.
taunted, it means they get a double bane to attack anybody that isn't you. So you heavily encourage them to attack you.
Hmm.
Then after that, there is your potency. Basically, their agility has to be less than your weak, normal, and strong potencies. And then if it is, you knock them prone. They fall flat, attacks they make take banes, melee attacks against them take a boon edge. That's what they're called, an edge. And then, of course, if you get a tier 3 result, they're prone and they can't stand on their next turn until the end of it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes.
Much to consider. This is where I had hypnotic overtones last time, which was useful, and I like that as well. Hmm.
I'm happy to answer any questions anyone has about anything, including complications if you got.
Hmm. Just looking through all the different
Abilities.
abilities right now.
Yeah, talent abilities are fun. What tradition did you choose?
Who, me?
Yes.
Let me see. Oh, I chose telekinesis.
All right. Neat.
Yeah. Does that change? Having that tradition that changes the abilities to choose from?
No. No. You
Oh,
have access to all the abilities regardless of what tradition you chose.
well,
It's
what does
just
that do then? Just to
I'm gonna see what it does for talent in particular, real quick. Do-do-ba-do-boo. Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking D O double G. All right, here we go.
Oop,
I'm actually
oh,
look in the book for this one just to. All right. Here we go.
Fun.
Okay, so each one comes with 2 features. Um, are they here? Yes. Okay. So, uh, if you go up to the little tradition box, where you've selected telekinesis, there should be a little eye circle, a little information button. If you select that, it'll bring out a little sidebar that'll show you the things you get. For telekinesis, you get minor telekinesis as a maneuver, and then a triggered action called repel.
all right. This target takes damage or is force moved. That's nice because my heroic resource is clarity, and I get 1 clarity the first time each round that a creature is force moved.
Yeah, that is guaranteed to happen. There will not be a round that goes by that a creature is not force moved.
Whether by me or someone else, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, remember you took a force movement ability with your time raider thing, so you could
Yeah,
absolutely
exactly.
just always do it yourself. But
Yeah, I
then
was
also,
moving people around everywhere.
yeah, force movement is a very big part of this game. People are going to be force moved. That's just count that as a permanent extra clarity every round. 'Cause
Right.
it's gonna happen.
So
Nice.
this could be fun. I was looking at complication. Um, would you be okay with Earth's voices?
Here's voices. Oh boy. I'm excited already. Here we go. Tells you when you heal, if it's to aware, you're trying to suffice usually vague but helpful. Some mismotivation might be different analysis. Yeah.
I feel like that could be very interesting. Like I do just always have this voice in the back of my head that I've always just thought was like my conscience talking, but it's actually been helpful. Sorry,
It's your
not conscience.
capital G gut.
Yeah, yeah. Like this is my gut feeling, or like my detective's intuition. But in
Yeah.
reality, it's actually somebody talking to me and giving me advice.
Hmm.
Absolutely. I don't know that it'll ask anything of you in this adventure. I might try to figure something out to have the drawback come into play. I've
That's
got
fine.
time to,
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
yeah.
And hell, like I'm perfectly fine with like just even flavoring it, not as an actual person talking to me, but yeah, just straight up like a part of my mind that's just like literally like my detective's intuition that even like
Yeah.
even the drawback could just be like me getting stuck on something and I literally lose sleep over it.
If you go against your gut, you'll not be able to let it go.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Like I could easily see it being reflavored like that and it working amazing.
All right. Well, then absolutely.
And then from there, I have tails. So that's what I'm on.
All right. Details is pretty straightforward. Uh, name your character and hit save change.
Yep. All right. I have
All right.
myself a character. Awesome.
Perfect. Now, if you would do me a favor,
Export the file to you.
yes, please.
Now, do you want the data or the PDF?
Give me the data, please.
Okay.
send me that file, and I can copy it onto mine. And then from there, it'll be easy for me to access it whenever I need to fill it out in Foundry.
I am. Hey, just send it your.
And the cool thing is we could even use this to like play the game if we wanted to. It would take some, honor system, but
Yeah, I mean that's true. I think that I would personally prefer to keep everything just on one thing, one screen here.
oh
So I
sure.
have all my sheets and everything.
Oh sure.
But
All right.
what we could technically do if we really do is we could play around with, instead of doing these sheets here, we could play around with the idea of actually just uploading the PDFs. But then again, the NPCs are going to be
Yeah, I think we'll just
so
keep it simple. I'm just gonna use these myself, and you guys don't have to do anything.
yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to start putting your stuff into Draw Steel now that I have it. Let's see here. Oh yeah. The only thing about this is that, and it might be worth keeping this up as a reference sheet as well, um, because it has a lot of things that the things in Foundry don't keep track of. For instance, your surges and your victory. Well, no, it has victories, but surges. But other than that, whatever. Speed 6, stability, and disengage actually isn't in this. It'll be fine.
And next, I suppose I'm gonna see if I can find a good picture of a halfling in a trench coat that isn't two halflings in a trench coat,
I
because
bet if you
that's
looked up halfling detective, it's gotta be there, right?
effective.
What can you tell me about burst distance? Anything?
Burst distance?
Yeah.
Yeah, so burst is an area around you originating from you. So when
Okay.
you read burst number, that number is basically everything within that many squares of you.
The circumference around me, basically.
That is the
Yeah.
most unnerving AI picture that I've seen in a while.
Mhm.
Oh my god,
Hmm.
this is so easy. This is great. All right, there we go. Now to the part that might be hard.
Wow.
There's one that looks kind of cool, just outright. I don't want to just jump on it right away.
I mean, any of your things are subject to change at any time, however you like it. All is well. Oh, that's easy.
I have I have built Levi this time to be a bit more of like a liar, a bragger type. I'm thinking about taking Grifter as the complication.
Absolutely. I don't know what it does, but that sounds
I
cool.
well, it yeah, I'm entertained by the possibility of it. So the drawback, first of all, I gain an intrigue skill. But the drawback is when you meet an NPC for the first time, the director can award the party a hero token, and if they do so, the NPC was a victim of one of your previous cons and remembers you.
Oh boy. Okay.
Hmm.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that I'm massively entertained by the thought of that. Okay, the detail page is not like, I don't know that it's loading all the way through for me.
It probably is. Just name your character and hit save changes.
Okay, good, good.
There's not much on the. Basically, the detail thing is where you could put in extra homebrew stuff, like, ooh, I need to add
Okay,
a new ancestry feat that I got from some other ancestry because my DM's really cool. Yeah, stuff like that.
right.
Yeah, but that's never gonna happen. We don't have cool.
Exactly.
Hmm. Vertical pull the target up to 2 squares. Um, I mean that's cool because it's nothing exceeds my grasp. Be careful not to choke on your aspirations. So you're literally like Darth Vadering them.
Yes. It is
Um,
important to note the designers of this game are a bunch of fucking nerds, so half of the flavor text is a reference to
Who
something they
knew?
love. Yeah.
yeah. I think
So I found a couple that that just like okay with. Damn,
Yeah, it just
fucking internet's
poison.
Yeah,
dead.
it's terrible out there, man.
So I like the look of this guy, but obviously like, that's some Hero Forge stuff. So I mean, I could use it, but if I could find actual art, that'd be awesome. The other
Yeah,
one is early on as well. It's this guy, which I'm not. I don't know about the cowboy boot, but like it's closer at least.
it is something, all right.
Ugh, fuck. I'll have to look, see if I can find something that I'm like happier with. I might just like go into Hero Forge and get like make something that way that I'm happy with, and just have to use that.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, there's already going to be a mishmash of art styles throughout this, so it's not going to matter.
Mhm.
So if you want to, for your own ease of use, you should have Mac Truseer available in Foundry.
Yes.
I'm going through and making the things now. I've only got your signature abilities in there right now, but if you want to look at those, tell me if you like the formatting or if there's something you would like different for your purposes. Oops. What the oh crap, hold on.
Oh, not new
Ignore
move.
the
You
I don't
broke
know. I
everything.
changed that. But whatever. Here, now it's there. Now it's
Devastating
there.
Rush.
Yeah. The only change from the formatting of like the normal way these are laid out is the effect is on top now instead of on the bottom after the power roll, which me personally I think works a little better, but
Yeah, that works for me.
All right.
I'm on complication. Um,
Oh, have you saved your character, Beetle?
Not yet, I haven't.
Okay.
I'm God, so sorry. I keep clearing my throat. um, I keep what am I doing? I'm going back through to just kind of proofread a little bit, especially the early bits.
Oh, sure thing. Uh, Actually, while we're doing that, this might be a good idea now that everybody's here and have put some things in to kind of talk about your skill spread
Yeah.
to make sure you've got a good spread of them.
Which that's uh mostly under class, right?
It's in culture. There's some in class. Career has a couple. They're all over the culture, career, and
Okay.
class are where they are largely, I think.
Okay. The three C's of the four C's.
I'm definitely covering a lot of intrigue. Like I think I'm literally covering half of the potential intrigue skills by myself.
Mhm.
So
Let's see.
Well,
exploration and interpersonal skills are where I really fall flat.
yeah. And I would think
Okay,
that Riz's character would cover most of the exploration skills.
I've
Being a
got quite
sailor,
a
man.
bit.
I've got a fair amount. I can wait. So if I go to details, will that show everything? No.
I've got quite a bit of interpersonal. If you just click on where a skill is, would it like show you most of them?
It might be better if you just wait until you actually finish and save because it's laid out really nicely on the final
Oh,
character sheet in Forge
oh,
Steel.
okay. I'll just
Okay.
do that then, and then if I need to come back to it, I can.
I think I'm almost there. That's the last thing I need to do, right? Is pick a complication.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Oh
thankfully,
yeah,
like yeah, once you're done, you have it all saved. At any time, there's a button at the top that just says edit. If you go onto
yeah,
that, and it just goes right back into here.
yeah. I think I I saved it pretty early on because I got paranoid about it losing it or something. But yeah. All right.
Hey, I've got a question for the foundry head in the thing.
Yeah.
When I make like a move in here, if I want to just kind of copy that move to somebody else's character sheet, can I just do that? Or do I have to fill out every move for every person?
Okay. So as it stands, you are currently just making each move individually rather than using the macro.
Apparently, I didn't know
Thanks.
there was a macro.
Yeah, there should.
Character feature importer? Is that
Yeah,
it?
that would be it. That's what I used to import it. It will just like you just save it to a folder. It'll just create it and save it to a folder. You still have to do some editing for it,
Oh,
but it does most of the formatting for you, and then that becomes a drag and drop thing that you can just do.
I see. Wow. That's probably very useful.
The unfortunate thing is I don't know if you can do that in reverse. Like if you try to drag like an action like charge into your compendium, if you create a folder and just drag and drop that, I don't know if it creates a copy of that.
Let's try it. Where's the compendium?
It's the
Ah,
book
compendium packs.
if compendium packs. You
Health
sh-
estimate macros, PDF pager macros, create compendium. We'll call it general actions. Document type, item, I guess. These are items we're making, right?
I mean, yeah, whichever like item, action, whatever best. It's just
All
for
right, let's see.
categorizing stuff.
Oh, oops.
Charge.
Hmm.
Dang it.
There we go. Yeah, you can very
Okay.
easily. So I'm probably just gonna keep doing that because I can just format them the way I like once and then have them already formatted.
That's
Plus, it
fine.
gives me a good idea of. Oh, I don't know. I'm not gonna make one for swap. Hey everybody, just remember you can turn your action into either an extra move action or a maneuver.
Okay.
Don't be don't be fooled.
I shall not be fooled.
Okay, can I huh. I was thinking about Crash Landed as my complication.
Okay.
So you used
That
to float
sounds
around the
right.
stars. Yeah, you used to float around the stars in your own ship, but after an ugly run in with a pirate or pirate hunter, you are marooned on this backwater world. You're prepared to carve out a life here, at least until you can hitch a ride. So it says you have a power pack that you can activate or deactivate as a maneuver. When you activate the power pack, choose an energy type from cold, fire, lightning, or sonic. The damage you deal with abilities becomes the damage type until you deactivate the power pack.
Yeah.
So that would basically, I mean, if it, like, if I can figure out what the creatures has some weaknesses to, right? I could potentially switch to cold or fire or whatever that it might do more damage to it that way. Basically,
Yeah, if enemies have like specific damage weaknesses, you can take advantage of that, and if they have specific damage immunities, you can avoid that.
I don't know how well
Absolutely.
it works though, because it says you have a Bane on test made to know about anything related to the world where you crash landed. So I do have all those exploration skills like navigate and everything else that I guess now
Yeah.
I'd probably have a Bane too.
No. If you're trying to navigate somewhere, you don't have to know things about a
Okay.
place to navigate within it. It would be more knowledge tests like history, or it might hurt you in your monsters, but
Hmm.
honestly, it would probably wouldn't be that bad.
All right. Well, maybe I'll try that then. Um, that might could
Oh,
come in handy.
what are you doing? What are you here for? Oh,
So
right, you're
yeah,
the thing that I didn't do anything
seems to fit too. So yeah, we'll do that. Lord, oopsie, what did I do?
with. Whoopsie. Oh,
Okie dokie. So then,
I'm not gonna use that one. Oh, Jesus Christ.
oh, default language. So basically, you have a default language, and then there's two other languages I've chosen outside of that.
Yes.
So then I have my default language that we're all going to speak, and then I'll be able to basically choose when to have speak another language that something else speaks.
Yep, as you need to,
Okay, doke.
and
Cool.
as you feel it
Well,
fits the narrative as well.
now
I
for the
probably will ask, like, if somebody is going to be like, "Oh, I know this language." I'm gonna ask how you know it. I'll accept answers, but you gotta have a reason. You can't just know something.
yeah.
Fantasy Duolingo.
Hmm.
I will only accept that once. All right. Hey, Rambles, since yours was the one I've got the
Yes.
most done, can you tell me if the number of abilities is getting a bit overwhelming or not?
No, not for me.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm
especially
putting in a lot of the general ones.
like they're all drop downs and stuff. Like they're literally just listed abilities, and if I want to know more, I can select it on the basis.
Cool.
How come I didn't come across any kits or anything?
Because you're a talent. Talents
Hey,
don't use
talents
kits.
don't get kits.
You
So
use
in
your mind.
so in
Hmm.
theory, like if you want to, be a sci-fi like gunslinger or whatever, flavor is free. Like you could like easily like while you technically are supposed to be using your mind, you could be focusing through fucking it.
All
Yeah.
right.
I
No,
will
I mean
also
that's fine to not
say,
have
like,
a kit, but it
you do
might.
have, I think, an innate free strike called Mind Bolt or Mind Spike, and you could flavor that to be a ray gun.
Well, the
Shit
only
like that.
okay, cool, yeah, that makes sense. The only thing is, so I have a psionic augmentation, right? And I was gonna choose density augmentation, which should enhance my stamina and stability.
Yes.
But I'm thinking maybe battle augmentation because it says you can wear light armor and wield light weapons effectively, even though you don't have a kit. You can use light armor treasures and light weapon treasures. So it says if you have a kit, you can't take this augmentation.
Yeah.
So I mean, do you think we're going to be coming across enough armor and weapons for that to be worth it, or not really? Because I got 4 hands, man. I can shoot a weapon and do a power.
I
Or no?
mean, the ability to use weapons will mostly come into play when it comes to being able to use treasures. Otherwise, unless you have an ability that specifically calls out doing something with a weapon, not really. Like you can use all of your abilities without a weapon. The weapon wouldn't give you any extra abilities outside of your free strikes unless you find a treasure, and then you said light armor and what kind of weapon?
Light armor and light weapons.
Light weapons, yeah. So if you find a treasure that is light armor or light weapons, unlike most characters that don't have a kit, you would be able to use those and benefit from them because you are capable of using weapons and armor.
Will we be will we be resting a fair amount, or
You probably will not have a respite until the end of the adventure. I don't
oh,
have any actual respites planned. Now, you do have a bit of control over that. Like, if you guys are like, I'm actually gonna spend a couple days in town. In fact,
okay,
I mean,
yeah,
things will happen without you. There will be consequences, but I'm not gonna stop you.
yeah. Well, just because yeah, I can change. It says here you can change your augmentation along with your ward by undergoing a psionic meditation as a respite activity.
Yeah.
So, as we're going along playing, basically, I mean, could I take some time to meditate?
Potentially. I mean, I will be a little bit more lax with that things. Like if you find something, like if you don't go with that now and you find something later that you're like, ooh, I really want to change my ward, I'll probably be a little bit lax on it this one time. But
Yeah.
yeah, going forward, basically it will require multiple or at least one full 24-hour period.
Dang, a whole day of meditation.
Yep. A respite is a big thing. It's not just, oh, I'm going to sit down for a little bit. It's, okay, I've got like a full day of rest and recuperation.
Yeah. Do. All right. I think. Let's see. I'm going to go with distance augmentation. I think. Wait, actually, let me ask you. With density augmentation, it says stamina. It says it would basically give me stability +1, which I'm not sure what the stability is for. But
So
stamina. Well, go ahead.
stability directly reduces the amount of distance you're force moved. So whenever you're force moved by a distance, you get to subtract your stability from that.
Oh, okay. So that could come in handy. And then the other for the stamina, it says stamina +6 per echelon. So we're going to be playing in basically the first echelon, right?
Yep. So it'll start with yeah, +6 stamina.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna stick with the density augmentation then,
All
because I don't
right.
want to get. Okay, so cool. Yeah, and my name is thinking on it.
That's an interesting name, but I mean they are time raiders, so
Yeah. I mean, can I change? Can I tell you the name next week when we start?
if you like, I would ask you to put in a placeholder name so I can get your guy done. But I've got a placeholder name in Foundry for it. It's Riz's character. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I put it in as thinking on it.
cool.
What's gonna be your
So
official name?
I might wiggle it around to make it real. So let's see. So save changes then, huh? Is that where we're at?
Yeah. Save the changes and then export as data and send that file to me.
Save changes. Do you guys want to know what my skills are?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think if we've all got our
Yeah.
changes
Yeah.
saved and we've all got character things, it's a great time to
Okay.
go over those and
Great
So
time
let
for
me
it.
export then first. Okay, you said export as data, correct?
yes,
And
please.
then send it to you.
If you would.
Did you get my export? Did I think I royally fucked that up at first, but I think I got it now.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
I know.
goodness.
Yeah, I thought it looked I thought it looked wrong at first, but I thought, well, this is what they want. This is what I shall send. But no, okay. Cool. I just
Okay.
opened the data in like a web browser and then sent the link to that page initially.
Can I just do that?
Rookie
Let's
mistake.
see.
Clint! Stop it! Clint!
Can I just do that? Is that all right? I sent it to the voice chat.
That's
message.
fine. As
Okay.
long as I have access to it somewhere, that's all I really need. Everything else is whatever.
Cool.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay. So
Feel his skin. Yoink.
it's actually saying I have
Hell?
4 languages.
What?
Yeah, you probably have a lot of languages.
Is there
My
a problem?
Whose skin are you
mine's
stealing?
Rizza's. He put
Okay,
his he put his character in there. Fine now.
fair.
stealing my skin.
Yeah, stealing your skin. Fine now.
Ah! All right. So
Uh,
mind speech.
hey Rambles, what's your heroic resource called? Is it Rage?
Rage.
Nice.
There we go. Okay. I'm not gonna bother putting moves in. We are gonna do your free strikes. Okay. Now I will say, it does look like because it looks like Forge Steel automatically applies kit bonuses. This means two things. One, uh, all the numbers that I'm inputting into this are going to be accurate for your kit bonuses. Two, if you change your kit, let me know. I'm gonna have to do some editing. But for
Good thing
now,
I
if
don't
you're not changing your kit, this will be pretty good. We'll have to do a lot less math during it.
So is this what I should use, Forge Steel, when we're actually gaming?
Oh no, I'm
No.
gonna put it all in Foundry. I'm using Forge Steel
I
for
kind of
my
like the
purposes.
setup.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's real good. Don't worry, don't worry. Don't get me. I don't know. I'm not gonna keep talking like that. It is very good. But
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll have both. I could have this one open.
absolutely.
Just
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Like if you want to have them both open, I honestly recommend it. It's a good reference thing. You can keep track of your health and surges and recoveries and all that. Um, hey Rambles,
Hey,
do you want
Gizmo.
a special name for your free strike for melee?
Uh,
Or do you want me to just call it free strike for melee and you describe it every time?
yeah, we'll just go with that.
Alright. I think I like renamed mine when I was going through, but I'm weird like that. I don't need this page up.
Whoever set up Forge Steel though is fucking great. Straight up.
This thing is amazing. I love it. I'm
Yeah.
using it to organize my entire adventure, and it's been absolutely wonderful
Yeah,
for it.
like this is like Forge Steel. That this is basically the comp con of fucking Draw Steel, and it was made by just I'm assuming that it was just made by some guy that was like, man, I love Draw Steel so much, which kudos to you. Like this is straight up like you could actually just run a game using this, like just like have people like have this pulled up on their phone or like a laptop or something like that, so that they have all their sheets and shit there, and then just like
Oh yeah.
it's so great. I love it.
I'm surprised this was created like already with Draw Steel not even hardly being out.
Listen, people love things and they make things for those things even when it's not out.
People that are passionate will find will create things, and now that they have this like kind of foundation, I obviously expect there to be a lot of complications when the game fully releases, because they're gonna have to code in so much more stuff and go back and reformat like everything. But at least they have this shell here, so like they're clearly already expecting to, or maybe they already do love the game.
Oh dear God.
Hmm.
Okay.
It's gonna be a huge read. I
For sure.
also just so you're aware, yes, this was designed by Andy Aiken. There is actually an about section.
Oh,
Um,
wonderful.
while
Yeah,
I don't,
please show that off on stream.
yeah, I don't know if anybody else had directly contributed to the project, but the code is open source, and well, as they write it through this, um, and of course they do take suggestions for new features and improvements, reporting bugs. Um, if you're ever looking into it or you want to assist with the project, um, Andy's there. Andy's your person, your real human being.
Cool.
And a real
Just if you
hero.
really need to show your appreciation, I'd be grateful if you would take whatever you feel the app is worth and donate it to a local mental health charity.
That is so
Oh,
fucking wholesome,
Well, a realer hero than we even knew.
right?
hell yeah,
Like
dude.
I didn't even see that part. That's great. Yeah, you know what? Yeah,
Absolute legend.
local mental health charity, fucking do it. Fuck it, tis the month too. Like there's a lot of stuff going on this month. I've talked with Gizmo about it a little. There's a lot of things that you can focus on this month if you're feeling charitable. And local mental health is good. It is Men's Health Awareness Month. Obviously, it's Pride Month, and like part of Pride Month is also recognizing not just the people that are part of that community, but the struggles that they deal with. That is
Yeah.
mental health. So,
Shh.
like, it's very
Talking about
important.
important things here.
Hell yeah, dude. That's so cool. What a cool dude.
Mhm.
All right.
I mean,
So I think I've got your character in Foundry complete, Rambles. If you want to look over that, see if
yeah,
anything is missing or you don't like how something is done.
yeah. I'll take a look through. Um, Now I know my heroic resource is called Rage. I'm assuming. Okay, you just basically put that in under other,
Yeah.
rather than
Other
changing.
is all of your features.
That's fine.
Can you change what the hero resource is actually called? I haven't found a way to.
I wasn't sure if you could or not. I couldn't remember.
No. Yeah, the other thing is just telling you how you gain rage. That's just it's there as a reminder of how you can gain your rage.
Yeah, one
It's
d
still
three
tracking
rage at the begin oh, at the at the start of each turn during combat. So, oh, also, first time I take damage per round, I gain one. Man, I'm just gonna be so pissed.
it. And the first time you encounter that you become winded or dying, you gain 1d3 rage. Now, I will say, to clarify that right away, you don't get 1d3 rage when you become winded and then 1d3 rage when you become dying.
Yeah,
You
it's
get that
either way.
1d3 the first time. Yeah, perfect.
Of
All
course,
right,
I do
Levi.
get bonuses for like maintaining my rage.
Yep, that should be under primordial strength. Are there ways to organize the... Oh yeah, you can... I guess you could change the order of things to suit what you would like.
And I probably will like just things that are more beneficial to me or that I'm going to expect I'm expecting you or I'll probably like put those at the top. So but that's me. That's personal. Um yeah, no, it's great though. Especially when it comes to tabletop RPG communities. Pretty much every independent community that you're going to find is like I don't think that I found one even one that wasn't like trying its best to be inclusive and just full of people that are like just passionate about the project regardless of where you come from anything like that. They're just there to be like, hey, we're nerds, we're here to have a good time, be kind to each other. Um so like you see that everywhere. I love it. But, but
Good stuff.
Hell yeah, man. Community, etc.
Anyway, we still haven't gone through everybody's skills.
right.
Indeed.
Yes, okay. Um so and I guess I'll start. Like I said, I put branch all of my skills into intrigue. I did pick up lift under exploration, interrogate under interpersonal, and I've got some lore for nature and criminal underworld. Past that, though, my intrigue that I got alertness, eavesdrop, sabotage, search, sneak, and track. Basically, if it would be at all beneficial to your classic like noir detective, it's probably been picked up by intrigue, short of actually like actual thief skill. I did not take any like thieving.
Sweet.
Hmm. So I have the four languages, mind speech being one of them because I'm a talent, I guess. So I can just communicate with other telepathic people. And then no crafting skills. Exploration skills are endurance, navigate, and swim. Um, interpersonal skills, handle animals, which I really hope I get to use in some way, and read person. Um, intrigue skills, pick lock, so hopefully that'll come in handy somewhere. And then lore skills, monsters, psionics, strategy, and timescape.
Okay. So that's not a single overlap so far.
Nice.
Yeah. Um, I think by my count, I have like 2 between both of you. Okay. Oh no, wrong thing.
Between three people, that's not bad.
Yeah. I have no crafting skills. I have swim for exploration. That's one of the overlaps. Um, then for intrigue, I also have eavesdrop. That's the second one. My lore skill is culture. Um, but my interpersonal skills are the bulk of things. I have brag, empathize, gamble, intimidate, lead, lie, perform, persuade, and read person.
Damn.
Wow,
Okay.
nice. So read person is an overlap as well,
Oh, is it? Okay.
but
I
I
didn't
don't
hear
think
that
that's
one.
a big deal. I don't think swim's a big deal as an overlap because I mean, it can't hurt to just have two swimmers.
Yeah, I just yeah.
Usually you're supposed to have
I
more than
never
two
learned how to
swimmers.
swim.
But cool.
Yeah,
All
sweet. I think
right.
I've built Levi this time to be a real sweet talker. I'm excited for that.
All
Hmm.
right.
Well, don't worry.
Um,
I'll be the face of the group, so you don't need to worry about any of that.
I did land on a name too.
oh,
I'm
wonderful.
going to text it to the voice chat in um Rambles Discord.
Whatever you say, thinking on it.
Huh?
Thinking on it. That's your name.
Just
Yeah.
gonna assume that all of your stuff is presents until I get to the kit, I guess.
Love it. Thinking on it.
Oh
That's the
boy.
one. I like it. That's got a
Wonderful.
ring to it.
It
No, yeah, that's
does.
good.
It
I'm
does.
changing it now. There we go.
Hell yeah.
All right. So Beetle, I might ask for your uh, input, kind of.
Okay.
I'm working on your stuff right now. Give me just a second on cutting sarcasm. And then you can tell me if you are okay with the formatting, if it works for you.
Oh, yeah, sure. I forgot we were right. Okay.
Yeah.
Character
I'm not done
sheet.
with it yet, though. So
That's fine.
if you tell me, oh, that looks incomplete, well, yeah, it would.
Oh, that looks incomplete.
There it is. Well, yeah, it would.
What's everybody else's stamina?
uh, excuse me.
Oh, I've
Jeez.
got a stamina of 27 and recoveries of 10. I don't know if that's standard or not.
It's pretty good. I thought my stamina was good, but
Okay.
Well,
I gotta say, I don't.
you're just like a mind person. I'm literally an embodiment of rage.
Yeah, I wonder if this. My stamina is 24, 8 recoveries. What if that 24 is with the +6 from the stamina augmentation?
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
All right, if you want to look at cutting sarcasm now, tell me how you like it. See if that feels nice and
Yeah.
all right.
I
Wonderful.
don't. I don't know of another way to have it. Looks fine to me.
Fair enough.
Excuse me. My God.
All right. Wonderful. Are there any other questions as I dip down, down into the text?
Oh, I don't have any other questions other than just I'm assuming that you're taking care of all the moves to start and then you're gonna take care of equipment after.
Oh, for your kit?
Yeah, like I do have a kit, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I should have your signature move in there already for your kit for Devastating Rush. The kit bonus is included, and I should have already added to your speed and stamina. Is there something else you're looking to have in your kit? I could just make a thing for your kit if you want, like make it an item
I mean
that has your kit information.
it should be fine. I'm assuming like Forge Steel already took into account my kit bonuses then.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier.
Okay.
It already has that in account, so one, we'll have to do a lot less math during it, but two, if you change your kit, unless you just change to the mountain, I'm gonna have to look into some other things.
I mean, unless I get absolutely slaughtered, I'm probably gonna stick with the kit that I have because like
That is
already it
absolutely
sounds great.
awesome. In that case, yeah, I don't think there's anything else you're getting from your kit other than remember that I guess you can't use armor treasures because your kit doesn't have armor, but you can use heavy weapon treasures. Maybe I will make a thing for your kit just for that. Um,
Yeah, like even if it's something small, just to list like what kit I have and what like weapons and armor I can use. Like that's
yeah,
fine. Um,
might put something in the. I'll probably just copy and paste the whole kit in there. That way you can just be like, yeah, this is what my kit is giving me compared to other kits. This is what I'm gonna
that's perfectly fine
get.
by me.
All right.
Cool. I think I'm actually gonna print out a PDF of my hero sheet just to have in front of me when I play. It seems to
Look at
be easier.
look at you being fancy.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
if you
all
print it out, if you want
tactile
to
and
play in
shit.
person, you could always just play in person.
Yeah.
I think we should.
It's
I mean,
true.
I hear that he has a basement.
I do.
I've heard rumors.
Yep,
It's one of my
in the
skills.
basement. I just got 4 captain chairs for it, so everybody can
Yeah, I've been
be
there.
the captain of their own
I've been in them.
board
Yeah,
state.
we've been in in Rissa's basement.
Well, I did. I saw the captain chairs. You haven't seen the captain chairs. I'm
Oh yeah, I haven't
special.
seen the captain's chairs. I haven't been in his basement since he got the captain's chairs.
Yep.
Alright, the only other thing I'll ask, and this is gonna sound so pedantic, but
It, you know
it's
what?
bothering me, so I've got to say it.
Of
Um,
course.
some of these abilities, when they target one creature or object, have typed out the one, and some of them have like the word one, some of them have the number one. I don't remember which ones are which, and I'm not going back through now that I've noticed to try to correct them all to even it out. So some of them are going to have the word, some of them are going to have the number, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Okay.
All right. That's you know what? That's great. That's fine.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for me,
Happened.
I don't have. It looks like everything is just numbered or like target. But yeah, I was so looking forward to like pulling it up and just seeing like it bouncing back and forth.
Maybe it's not
But
as bad. I've only noticed that it is on some of them. I think mostly it might be a difference between the signature abilities and heroic abilities and like basic maneuvers and actions, but that might not actually be the pattern.
I mean, now all of my like my free strikes, uh, and just general actions are properly listed as well when it comes to target. So
All right, cool. Well, all is well then. Did I have? Yeah, and I'm not doing swamp. Perfect. Maneuvers. Shit, dude. Got a hell of a maneuver here.
Who,
Go
me?
right up the top. Yeah, dramatic monologue.
of course
Oh
that's a
yes.
maneuver.
I've also realized that I was the only person without like a full name, so I have remedied that.
Oh.
Oh.
Ha 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 ha. Ha ha.
Uh,
Oh, you've got a light in there. I'm sitting over here in the dark, and you're all lit up.
Haha.
Hacker mode.
nerd.
I'm in.
You look
So
like
what's
a
your name now?
fucking nerd. Levi Athan.
Athan.
What's the A short for?
Uh,
Hey.
wouldn't you like to know? Anonymous.
All right.
It's a play on Leviathan. Haha.
What?
Uh-huh.
'Cause I'm a devil.
Very
Aha.
nice.
Aha. Thank you.
My name's not a play on anything like your guys's, fortunately. So there is a bit of a joke in there.
What's your full name again?
It's a hidden joke.
Uh, my character's name is McNamara, or Mac for short, Crucier,
All right.
which the hidden joke there is the fact that that's not actually his real name. Literally the first thing that he did when he took on the name Trucier was lie about his own identity.
All right.
You want to tell them what his
uh,
actual name is, or will that be potentially revealed later?
That'll be potentially revealed later.
that's fantastic.
Nice.
You guys can edit your own abilities and items, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Doo-doo. The character sheet that it creates too, that you can print off, is pretty nice.
I believe that is just
Yeah.
a like the character sheet that they
Draw
released.
steel character sheet.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
and
sure
it's
it's
pretty
just
nice of them to incorporate
basically,
that.
yeah.
yeah.
And one thing that is actually really nice about it too is like when you export it as a PDF, it doesn't just it's not like just an image thing. It straight up is an fully editable character sheet. So as long as you keep that like on your phone or computer or whatever, you can go in and still edit any of the individual pieces in
Mm.
there,
Yeah,
and it even has like checkboxes and stuff for like
it's, it's really well made.
Very, very good.
Okay. Whew. Almost there. I've got to get your triggered action put in, and then your free strikes, and you'll be good to go, Levi.
Wahoo!
Wahoo!
Nobody knows what it's like to be a Mario.
So, do you think we're at a good point where I might be able to drop off? I'm sure my wife would be happy if I came up a little early just to.
I mean, yeah, no, if
We're at a good point where everybody could drop off. It's
yeah,
all admin now.
at this
Okay,
point, it's just a matter of getting it right.
cool.
Hell yeah,
Well,
dude.
it's definitely been fun. I'm excited. I'm excited about my character, y'all's characters. I think it's going to be a good time.
Yeah,
Even just as far as like the little intro picture you've got there, the problem with goblins.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
it's a really good intro
that
picture.
was
Yeah.
kind of
yeah, and we'll
the
talk. We'll have to definitely talk a little bit more about like what we're wanting to do for like how we want to have met. Um, if you want to kind of like hammer that out or think about that a little bit more. Um,
okay.
like I'm personally fine with whatever. Um, classic ones are like if we want to have met before this, that's fine. We could have like either met on the road or just be kind of brought together for for a similar problem. Just more than anything, we have to, if we want to know each other, we need to have a basic reasons to why we might know each other or for how long. If we don't want to have known each other, then we need to uh, let our game master know so that
Which,
he is prepared to give us a reason to come together.
yeah, I will say, I'll give you a little bit about the setting to maybe help either inspire or give some guidance on how this might go.
Yeah, yeah. Give us your elevator pitch.
All right, so essentially, this is going to take place in the sleepy little village of Greenbrook. It is a village that was built around a river within a forest. It's not much more than a creek by the time it gets to Greenbrook. It's a very nice little area.
Barely
But
even a brook.
basically, barely. Um, but essentially, what this is just this little town made because roads are hard and sometimes people need a place to stay. And eventually, enough people decided to stay here to run a tavern, a little smithy, a farm, that a little village built up. But lately, they've been having some issues with some goblins that for years have shared the wood with them. And essentially, how I had kind of planned this, feel free to go against this if you want, but your party is on the road going to capital or some other large settlement for some other reason, and it's not very urgent, but you're on the path, and you happen upon Greenbrook just in time for them to need some adventurers to help them out.
Okay. I I kind of have a bit of an idea that would go kind of with my background. Maybe Mac and Levi have met already in some way, potentially, and then maybe my ship crash lands while they are camping out in some area. It crash lands in a field nearby, and I just kind of they come out to check it out or whatever, and I just kind of cling on to the first couple people that can help me navigate this new world or whatever.
You've imprinted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, that's perfectly fine. And like,
I do like the idea of Mac and I knowing each other, specifically in my thinking, because if you are a detective and I was a grifter, perhaps you investigated me at one point.
oh yeah,
Ah.
like kind of what I was thinking based on that description is like going from my like playing off of my little uh inciting incident. I would probably be heading towards Capital, um, still trying to track down the one that got away. But
Mm.
on like while on the road, one like a lot of Mac's first introductions after talking about like after introducing himself is immediately asking about this person to see if like he can get anything, and like from there it just can very easily transition into an interrogation if he feels like you're hiding something, which is almost always the case. Like he almost always is going to be like, "You're not telling me something." Well, of course I'm not telling you something. You just some like short stack that just ran up to me in a trench coat. Like what?
Yeah, I like that.
Uh,
Trying to
Cool.
find Levi's inciting incident as well.
I will also say, Levi, for your uh, ease of access, I have placed your uh, routines that the troubadour gets under free actions.
Oh, fantastic. God bless.
They're in there with your free strikes. But if you're looking for them, they're in there.
uh,
Sweet. But yeah, my inciting incident is essentially I um was an actor, I gave a poor performance, and then afterwards found a really well written play in my dressing room, and then I performed it and then took credit for it. And that triggered a curse that was um on the play. And the only way to reverse it is to prove I have become selfless. But otherwise a small portion of my skin has begun to transform into undead flesh.
okay.
Which
Cool.
portion?
Which portion?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's gotta start somewhere I can hide it, right? I don't know exactly where, as of yet.
Now, what the fuck? Whatever.
Well, in that case, yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfect. So in that case, we'll say maybe we haven't known each other for a super long time, but we've probably been on the road for at least a few days together, enough to
Yeah.
you know get past the pleasantries.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that.
Cool. Perfect. Well, with that, I'm probably going to go ahead and hop off here and get on upstairs.
You enjoy
But
the rest of your night, Riz, and hopefully we'll be able to get this started properly next Wednesday.
Sweet.
cool. Yeah. Looking forward to it. Talk to y'all soon then.
All right, talk
See
to you
ya.
later.
Guten Nacht. Alright. Now that he's gone, alright, let me tell you what the story is really about. So there's this little village called Greenbrook, and they're having a problem with goblins.
What?
Thought it was gnomes.
Hey,
Not anymore.
That's what they once were.
Okay.
also, I'm I'm sorry about
No, you're not.
about when you dropped me off.
Oh, that. Oh my god. That's fine. Dude did
Oh,
not need to be that rude about it, but whatever.
it's I mostly find it funny because like every time that Rizza drops me off, like I'm worried about it because he hit that curb a couple times.
And of
And
course I hit it once.
yeah, you
Yeah, you
hit
won
it
the lottery.
once and he sees it and he just, like walks over.
What are you gonna do? Well, you've got more stamina this time.
Yeah, I
I hope you didn't get any shit about it.
no, I haven't heard about it. Like
Okay.
the only time that I've heard about that kind of thing is when he saw Rizza do it, and thankfully he had driven off before he got a chance to talk to.
Yeah.
Um, but then like he was just like, "Who was driving?" "Oh yeah, that was one of my coworkers." "Well, tell him he sucks. He sucks at driving."
To be fair.
I mean, he's not wrong, but also like, yeah, sure, I'll pass on the message.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to be really sassy to him, but I was afraid that if I was, you might end up catching some fallout from it.
I appreciate, I really appreciate you being being tame about it. I do.
Oh, I was telling Lex about it. To tell you what, the first thing that popped into my head, what I almost said, when he was like, I do it with my truck all the time, I came within a hair's breadth of saying, I'm really proud of you.
Oh no. Oh,
Sorry, the imagery of that just it just really tickles me. And your little fucking Mini Cooper
oh man.
too. Oh, that's excellent.
Oh, this also doesn't have a disengage thing. So, honestly, Beetle, I would recommend potentially having the Forged Steel character sheet up as a reference while we play as well.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
I'm fine with that. Honestly,
yeah,
I mean, it's laid out well enough. I think
it
that shouldn't be a
looks real
problem.
good. Oh, you've got 2 renown. Oh, look at you.
Oh, look at me.
Interesting. Where'd you get that? Oh,
Nah.
probably from your career as a performer.
Yeah, I would do it.
Ah, I knew that.
So you, oh my God, you've taken Scald.
Uh, I'm in danger.
Nah, you'll be fine.
Can you see out the window right now? Look out the window right now. Look how many fireflies are coming up right now.
Yeah, I can see out the window.
There's so many
I can't
fireflies.
see the fireflies as well.
Wow. Well, let me just fucking tell you, buddy. You would not believe your eyes.
Is that so?
If 10 million fireflies?
If 10 trillion fireflies rode up the world while I fell asleep.
That's not.
That's too many fireflies. Why is there so
So
many fireflies?
so
I
like,
don't want all these fireflies.
if I get a
Bow.
1,000 hugs, 10,000 lightning bugs, like, is that like 1,000 hugs from each individual one, or is like
No,
That's
9,000
some
of
of
them
them
just
9,000.
really
fucking hate you.
slacking?
Yeah. Some of them have active contempt in their heart towards you and would rather not have physical
Okay,
contact.
because yeah, like the last like alternative of it is like it literally takes like 10 lightning bugs to give a hug, or to give one hug.
Yeah.
which I'm also okay with in
How big
theory.
does something
But
have to
it,
be, like, before you can hug it?
I mean, that's a good question,
Before
but
you
I'm
can hug
That's
it,
the question.
not very big at all. Before it can hug you, now there's a
Hmm.
question.
yeah, no,
Hmm.
but I will say that if I suddenly had like 10,000 lightning bugs land on me,
Incapacitated.
I like lightning bugs, but that's maybe too much,
I
guys.
don't know that I have the surface area for there to be 10,000 lightning bugs descended upon me.
Oh, I think
Same.
you do.
And maybe that's why they can only give me 1,000 hugs, because after the
It's
first
for
1,000, they're just hugging me.
There's just
it's
no
for
more
it's for
room.
your own safety. It's for
Oh,
your personal
no.
well-being. They're
Actually,
restraining
OSHA won't
themselves
let
I would
us give you
actively.
be
more hugs than this.
I would be way better off if I didn't get any hugs from bugs, but maybe that's just
Employed
me.
by the firefly or the fi Jesus Christ, employed by the fi
Go on.
Am I having a stroke? What the
Call a
fuck are they
bondulance.
called?
What's what called?
The bugs, lightning
Lightning
bugs,
bugs?
fireflies,
Fireflies.
fireflies. Yeah, I forgot what my point was.
I forgot too.
Call the bondulance. Oh yeah, the implication that OSHA is restricting them from hugging you implies that this is what they are employed to do.
Yes.
The
Correct.
firefly. That's what I kept getting fucked up about. I'm trying to say firefly and hugger, and that's just not
Who who's out
computing.
here employing fireflies?
I believe they're
And
called Johns.
and like, what is the pay rate?
Hmm.
Hmm. So here's an interesting thing. Right after Rizza left, one of the skills that he's got in here is not.
Is not.
It's
It's
just
just not.
so he's got strategy under lore skills, but the sheet and foundry doesn't have that. Let's see if I can find a good equivalent. Um, ooh.
I can't believe that he.
We're gonna call it history, but remember, it's not history, it's strategy. And if I can just say that now. Oh, also, Mac, have a look at your other page and tell me what you think.
My other. Uh, my other page.
Yeah, the other drop down in your character sheet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you added Panther.
Yeah, that should be all the information you need on it. I didn't add the signature thing that it
That's
gives
fine.
you
No,
because that's elsewhere.
that's fine. That's fine.
All right, cool.
Uh,
Is it fine?
yeah, it's fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's fine.
Also,
Good.
oh man, this is gonna be great because Gizmo convinced me to do my shitty Scottish accent for this character. So
I already love it.
yeah, so I like, and this is mostly coming from we played a lot of Wildermyth, and in Wildermyth, um, I have a character that I called Rambles, and he's shown up so many times, sometimes completely on accident, but my first character, I decided, oh yeah, I'm gonna make him Scottish,
I love that.
much
I
to
love
the
that so much. I'm so excited for that too because my vision for Levi is that they have a Cockney accent and those two going back and forth. It's gonna be great.
yeah, like I don't think that my Scottish accent is great, but man, I try.
It's extremely entertaining. Bless,
Okay.
Bless you.
bless you,
Sorry,
God.
Jesus.
I'm allergic to the
Fuck.
bullshit. Josh
Wow.
accent is great.
Aw,
Aw, thank you.
wholesome moment.
Yeah, I don't get those very often.
Wow.
Wholesome
That's
moment.
not true.
I do feel like I need to practice Levi's voice though. Gizmo, you're gonna be the subject of that for the next.
Why don't you do it
Don't
now?
threaten him with a good time.
That's true. I don't know. I have this thing where like I can do it normally fine, but then as soon as I'm like, okie dokie, time to do it for character.
On the like in the moment.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's been flopping in the moment.
For me, like I mean, it all depends on like what works best for you. But if you're trying to like fall into accent, I always try to find like anchor. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's a pretty. I don't know what a good anchor word. Cockney.
Yeah.
Need
Oi,
a neck.
bloody hell. Please, sir, can I have some more?
What in the name of the Queen's going on in here?
The Queen is dead.
What in the name of the King's going on in here?
Don't you fucking dare mention the King.
What in the name of any monarch you choose is
How
going on in here?
fucking dare you?
What in the name of whatever you value is going on in here? God,
Don't you take the name of what I value in vain.
I'll take you in bloody vain. Ooh, that sounded. What the fuck? It's probably. What do they have? Reason and presence? What's the? I have to look at the thing.
I don't know what. What? Do what?
I'm trying to figure out what characteristic all the talent abilities use. Reason. Wait, some of them are presence. All right, but
Uh-huh.
kinetic grip is reason, so we're gonna do reason.
You thought it would be easy. I mean, ma'am.
Did think it was easy. I'm hoping all of yours were presence because outside of your kit, which is agility, I just did presence for them all.
Pretty sure
I
it's
mean,
there.
yeah, I don't remember having any other anything at any
Fair enough.
point.
I think you really only have the agility as a secondary stat so that you can use a kit and still use it well since
Oh, that's nice.
I know, right?
No, I was sorry. Um, in Horde Steel, that little lightning bolt is for auto calculate. If you just click that off, it'll
Yep.
tell you exactly what it is.
Wow.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Why?
nice.
Why are you
Power
yelling
roll
at
plus reason.
me?
Well, that's useful. Do you have to do it per ability, or
Yeah,
is that like a toggle?
it's per ability.
All right. Well, either way, I can just do it when I need to check, so that'll be fine. And
Thankfully, I'm
all of your shit is might. I like.
yeah, all of my stuff is might. I'm pretty sure that all of thinking on it uh stuff is actually reason or
So you
if it
just chose all the reason things.
yeah, like there is
Yeah.
something that can be done off of reason, intuition, or presence, but since it's reason and presence are the same stat, that
Yeah. It won't matter until we get to a higher echelon, which we're not doing yet.
Baby. You're a tiny baby.
that in the babe.
This boy's
Tiny
got
baby.
freaking 3 signature abilities. Bro's got kinetic grip, optic blast, and psionic bolt.
Meow.
X-Man ass motherfucker. Although he's probably reflavoring it all so that it's is alien technology.
And
That's
probably.
what I would
This
do.
is a this is gonna be a fun party, I think. There's like a very angry, paranoid detective, a con artist, and like superhero alien.
Superhero alien is the best part because, like, especially if we like saw the crash landing,
Yeah.
Mac will have no actual reason to suspect him of being part of whatever's going on. So
Yeah.
he's gonna be the one that he questions the least.
It's a valid point. The one person in this world that Mac trusts because he came from outside of it.
Dun, dun.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's just Psionic Bolt. I'm just gonna make it a reason one to fit with the other ones.
I'm excited for the grifter complication, to be honest. That just sounds like a good time to run into some random NPC and them just be like, "You fucker."
I'm
Like,
glad I know about it now. I am going to have to like look through the
What?
characters that I've already created to be like, all right, which one of these is the one that they conned?
I mean, yeah, like that's the entire point of a session zero. Get the characters acquainted with each other and get the DM acquainted with the characters.
Yeah, I think this was a rousing success of a session zero.
Yeah, no, we got through it really quick, and I think everybody here is really excited to get into it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's always exciting going through the setup of it because it's like, "Oh man, all of this is going to be relevant soon." Woo-hoo-hoo.
Okay. Um,
Choo,
formatting
gummy,
question?
tiny baby.
Advice? Maybe. So the
Chance.
talent gets a thing called Mind Spike. It's essentially a replacement for the ranged free strike, but it's also, of course, an action. I'm thinking I just put it under free actions as the ranged free strike.
Okay, and this is
And
for
then
what thing?
as a talent, it gets Mind Spike.
Can be used as a ranged. Yeah, in that case,
Yeah,
then yeah, just replace his ranged free strike with mind spike. That's
that's what I'm thinking. I'm still gonna put in that it's an action in the description of it,
of course. I mean,
but
you can use a free strike as an action just in general.
exactly.
Oh,
It's always allowed. Not usually recommended, but I've made good use of it.
yeah,
Got me stuck in a corner. All right, I'll throw a rock at your ass.
yeah, and it's not
Kill
like
you for
mind
it.
spike is a bad ability. It actually does pretty decent damage, like
It's-
based on the rest of his stuff.
Yeah, and it interacts with being strained too, which is cool.
You can do it.
I'm doing it.
I believe in you.
All right, all right. I'm up to the last of the actions. I'm going to be moving on to maneuvers. I do like the way this is all sorted out. It's made it very easy to translate into
Yeah, dude, it's
Bowser.
such a good
Oh, by the
tool.
way, Levi, yours is done if you want to look over it. I don't know if I already said that, but
I mean, I assumed.
Yeah.
I assumed 'twas the case. I should probably. I've walked away and now I'm playing with the cats, and I should probably go make sure my computer stays turned on. But
Yeah.
I've hooked one as it stands, so it's gonna have to wait a second. Yes, ma'am. Oh my lord, she's killing it. Stop it. She
For
just ripped a feather.
for my part,
Oh, she got out this morning,
I
by the
am
way.
probably going to drop now.
Yeah,
But
sure
I
thing.
I
Yeah.
look forward
I'd
to
love to take
this.
this
And
headset off.
I'll
Yep. See you tomorrow.
Hell yeah. Bye.
Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.